What's up, y'all? Today we're gonna be reacting to rants. So this one.
Why are all ranters like this? They always use the same stupid Adam voice and randomly speed it up and slow it down. Oh, and don't forget to add a vine boom every 0.2 seconds. Like, bro, can we get a little originality?
Yeah, that's you.
Why are all ranters like this? They always
This
use...
guy's channel. We're gonna react to Rock's rants. So let's check it out.
If you didn't already believe this generation is cooked, then keep watching this video. So this guy, let's call him Larry, door-dashed some Arby's to his house. After what feels like forever, the food finally arrives and he starts to eat. He takes his first bite, but something tastes off. Moments later, he starts feeling burning sensations and then starts aggressively vomiting. Just look at this doorbell camera footage.
Bruh, look at this dude.
Jabba the Hutt caught in 4K. What was she doing, you might ask?
Just nonchalantly spraying pepper spray on his food.
The driver claimed that she was spraying towards a spider, but there's no spider visible in the footage. Like, bro, genuinely, what the fuck was the motive behind this? If you didn't already believe this generation is cooked, then keep watching this video. So this guy, let's call him Larry, door-dashed some Arby's to his house. After what...
That delivery driver is so messed up. I'm not gonna lie.
So apparently, you can send voice messages
In the YouTube comments now.
Like, bro, how did YouTube think this was a good idea? This is literally the equivalent of giving guns to children. Like, bro, I don't even know how to do it, but just listen to this.
6, 7.
YouTube needs to remove this.
If you're a single dude, then listen up, because you might as well pack your bags and move to Latvia. And no, I'm not joking. Latvia is going through a full-on man drought. There are around 80,000 more women than men in Latvia. That's not a small difference either. That's like a 15% gap. And it gets worse. Once people hit 65 plus, there are literally twice as many women as men. And the reason is actually sad, but also kind of crazy. A lot of men there smoke way more, get obese more often, and end up with way more health problems. So their lifespan is way lower, which means the population just keeps turning into a girls-only server over time. Apparently it's gotten so bad that some women are literally hiring men to pretend to be their husbands. Some women will literally pay them to show up, do house chores, act like a partner, the whole role play setup. So yeah, amazing news for passport bros who think they're about to spawn into an easy lobby. If you're
And at least they got a job. Why am I so late?
Is it just me, or whenever my parents ask me what I want for Christmas, I literally have no idea? Like, bro, when we were younger, things were so much simpler. I remember looking through those toy magazines and finding like 50 things that I wanted. When I was little, I would be disappointed if I got clothes and gift cards. But now, cash and clothes don't sound too bad. Literally, the only things that I want are a PC.
The C8 Corvette.
Subscribe and comment what you want for Christmas. Is it just... So, I made 2 videos now, telling you guys that I would subscribe to you and comment on your video if you use the sound. And I told y'all that I was different than all the other YouTubers, and actually would, because I have nothing better to do. Well, these videos blew up. Over 1 million views for both. 3,000 people used the first video, and 11,000 used the second. And I kept my promise, staying up late every night commenting on every video I saw. I even commented and subscribed to the people with 0 subscribers, and no views. So one last time, let's run it back. Use this sound, comment, and subscribe to me. I will subscribe and comment back. So I've been looking for my AirPods every day for a few weeks now, and still haven't found them. Yesterday, I was about to give up when I thought of something. Well, not exactly something, rather.
Someone, my mom,
And if you know one thing about moms, it's that they can find
a needle in a haystack.
So I told my mom about my lost AirPods, and guess what?
She found them in under 5 minutes.
How do all moms do this? Whatever superpower mothers have, I need that shit. So I've been looking for my AirPods every day. The whole AI music situation is getting weird. Take this Xania Monet clanker, for example. Every single song sounds like it was made in 30 seconds with the same preset. Piano in the beginning with a long singing note to follow. Take a listen. Now look at this AI country artist I found. It's like the people who run this just keeps hitting generate again without changing anything. Got a voice full of memory. It's almost like they're intentionally being as low effort as possible just to prove that they can make this crap work. Subscribe if we're cooked. Why do all Roblox ranters sound the same? Like, dude, they all use the same boring Adam voice and put it to 2 times speed. And they always have a billion vine booms, fazz, and bell sound effects every second. And the memes, bro, the memes they use are literally so cursed. Oh, and don't forget about the stupid overused piano song playing in the background. Like, bro, can we get a little innovation?
What was that
Roblox
image?
sound the same? Oh my gosh, guys! We just hit 50k subs, which is halfway to my dream of 100k subscribers. This has genuinely been an amazing journey, and I want to thank everyone who supported me this far. I don't usually ask y'all to subscribe in my videos, but please, guys, subscribe! I'm trying to get that glorious play button. Is it just me, or has it felt like 2025 speed ran itself? Like, bro, it's already December, and it feels like last Christmas just happened. Wait, last Christmas?
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. the sound.
Yes, you. Save me from tears. I give it to someone special.
AW.
Guys, I'm sorry! So the reason I haven't been posting much lately isn't because I'm busy. It's because I'm addicted!
Rox, I thought I told you to get off the laughing gas.
Babe, chill. I'm talking about Block Blast. I'm literally in love with this game.
But you love me more, right?
No, anyway, as I was saying, I've been playing
Ah,
Roblox every day for weeks now, and it actually helps me a lot with stress and anxiety. And I bet you can't beat my high score. If you think you can do better, download Block Blast for free today and try it out for yourself.
Top 3 ways to get
Okay.
free Robux. Number 3, beg your mom or dad for their credit card. Difficulty ranking.
Infinite.
Even if you eventually convince them to get you some.
It will be like 80 Robux.
Number 2, do chores for your parents all weekend in exchange for Robux.
Difficulty ranking 910.
You might as well just get a real
And number 1, make and sell Roblox UGC
Yo,
and
you
clothes
said
using
the J
custom
word.
use.
This is by far the easiest and most efficient way to make a ton of Robux. Just look at all these UGCs I made in just a few minutes. Now I can sell them on Roblox and make a ton of money.
Tong tong tong
So I made a
sound
video
board.
telling you guys that if you use the sound, I would comment on your video and subscribe to your channel. That video blew.
Yeah.
Since this video started, 4 babies have been born, 3 people have died, and around 10,000 kids just said 6-7. But things only get crazier from here. Because at this point, gamblers have lost a total of around $12 million. 25,000 kids have logged on to Roblox, and 3,000 10-year-olds just ripped the N-word. Somewhere in the world, someone just thought of a multi-million-dollar company idea, but most of them never act on it. And at this point, you have blinked 4 times, taken 5 breaths of air, and still haven't liked this video or subscribed.
Oh, how you know?
I didn't think this would be a problem already.
but it is.
There's someone pretending to be me on TikTok. Like, bro, out of all these famous ranters you could have stole from.
You choose me.
A creator with 40,000 subs. And literally,
No one.
in the comments, are calling it out. All these NPCs are acting like he's their favorite TikTok ranter. And I don't even post on TikTok.
Please, guys.
Report this account. Not gonna lie, it would be funny as heck if he reposted this video onto TikTok as well.
You just have orb, bro.
I didn't think this would be a
There's
problem
someone
already.
But it
pretending.
is.
There's someone pretending to be me on TikTok. Like, bro, out of all these famous ranters you could have stole from.
For real.
Guys, I need your help. So when I started this channel back in September, I never expected to blow up. But ever since I saw my subscriber count start rapidly spiking, I set a goal. And that goal was to hit 100K subscribers by 2026. Right now I'm at around 40,000. But with your help, I think we can do it. It would be the best Christmas gift. Stop saying 6-7 in my comment section. It's literally almost 2026 and y'all are...
Still dragging it.
Wait a minute, I just had yet another one of my genius ideas.
Don't stop.
Since y'all love spamming 6-7 so much, let's try to set a world record. The current record holder for comments on a YouTube short is this one with 10 million comments. Not gonna lie, there's no way I beat that record, but the most comments on a Roblox rant that I could find is this one with 51,000. And I definitely think we can beat this. I don't care if you comment 6-7 or a random letter. Let's make history together. Also, subscribe. I'm trying to get 100,000
History.
subscribers before 2026. What do you mean this guy tried to do the right thing but ended up going to court instead? This 17-year-old kid, Ethan, finds a wallet on the ground with $4,000 inside. Most people would have took the money and kept walking, but my guy decides to be a good person and drives 20 miles to return it to the owner. He gives him the wallet and the guy says thanks and
Shuts the door in his face.
no reward.
Nothing.
Then things get insane. The guy opens the wallet, sees $4,000, and claims that he had $6,000 in it. So he decides Ethan must have stolen $2,000 from him. He calls the police and hits Lil Bro with a
$3,000 lawsuit. Ethan sitting there like, bro, what are you talking about?
I didn't take anything.
Huh?
They go to court, the judge hears the situation, and immediately throws the whole case out.
What?
What do you mean this guy tried to do the right...
Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Guys, I'm on the plane right now, and I'm actually so bored. Here are some pictures from my flight for proof. Let's reply to some comments together.
It really is
Wait, what?
boring.
No, I don't have any internet connection. I'll play Block Blast instead. It's free, doesn't require Wi-Fi, and is super addicting.
And how do you move
Let's
it?
try that again, shall we? Okay, time to actually
What?
lock in.
Yo! Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's nice to see you here. Not many people come across my videos, but you have found my
You wake up on a normal morning, you check your phone, and the numbers match. You've just won the lottery! At first it feels unreal. Money, freedom, everything you've dreamed of. But then the calls start. Your agent says they want you on television. They want your face. They want your story. You hesitate. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't show your face, because the second the world knows, everything changes. Friends you trusted suddenly start asking for thousands. Family you loved suddenly shows up uninvited, expecting handouts. Strangers circle like sharks. Abraham Shakespeare woke up like this. 30 million and trusted the wrong person. He was
Why is this actually so shook?
buried under concrete. Jeffrey Dampier, $20 million kidnapped and killed by someone he thought was family.
Yo.
Jeff Baker, over $300 million robbed, sued, and haunted by every decision he ever made. You start to realize money doesn't fix fear. It doesn't fix paranoia. It doesn't fix loneliness. Every relationship feels dangerous. Every call could be a trap. You thought you were free, but you're not. You're trapped under everyone's expectations. And for most, that dream is real.
Becomes a curse.
Ooh, yep. Yep.
Bro, this has to be one of the biggest fumbles in history. So in the 1970s, 3 friends decided to build a small tech company together. 2 of them were young and ready to take huge risks. The third was
2 of them were young.
more cautious and worried the whole thing would fall apart. After only 12 days, he panicked, handed in his paperwork, and sold his 10% share for just $800. He said he didn't want the stress, didn't want the responsibility, and didn't think the company would ever amount to much. The company he walked away from.
Was Apple.
And that 10% share he had
Would have been worth anywhere from
35 to 345.
What? Oh my god, he retired a rich.
subscribed to never sell like this guy.
Oh my god, he sold.
Bro, this has to be one of the biggest fumbles in... So after everything,
Oh my
the comments, the
God.
doubts, the motivation, the hurt, I finally made a decision. I'm not quitting. Not even close. I realized something important. The reason the people around me don't support me is because they can't see what I
Close,
see. They don't see
baby.
the potential. They don't see the progress. They don't see the people who actually care. But you guys do. Every comment, every like, every share. You have no idea how much that means to someone who feels like nobody in their real life believes. This morning I woke up and for the first time ever, I didn't want to record. Not because I was tired, but because I felt empty. I opened my notes app to look at ideas, and instead of getting excited like I normally do, I just stared at the screen. All the ideas looked pointless. All the effort felt pointless. And I felt like I was just pretending to be someone who actually has potential. So I went on YouTube Studio thinking, if the numbers are down, maybe that's my sign to quit. But when I opened the comments, bro, I don't even know how to explain it. There were so many new people hyping me up. People saying I'm improving. People saying I'm their favorite small creator. People asking for part 2, part 3, part 4 of stuff I made months ago. People literally rooting for me without even knowing what I'm going through. And reading all of that made me realize something. Today it happened again. I mentioned something about my channel at school. Not bragging, just talking. And one of my friends literally said, bro, you're not gonna blow up. Just focus on something real. And everyone laughed. Like I was the joke. Like the thing I care about most is some silly little hobby I should have grown
Hey,
out of.
don't
It's crazy
care
how the
about
people
this.
closest to you can make you feel the smallest. They don't see the hours I spend editing at night. They don't see me rewriting scripts because...
Dude, this happens to me, but come on, dude. You can make it. Everyone supports you, dude. You have more subscribers than me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a small content creator. I mean, I have no comments on my videos. Nothing, none of that. But, dude, you can make it. Anything. Don't believe in what they're saying. Just keep on going. Everyone supports you, and come on, dude. You can make it through the worst.
feel right. They just see the end product and assume it's easy. I walked home today replaying that conversation over and over, and it actually hurt way more than I expected. And it's embarrassing to admit, but I legit started wondering, what if they're right? What if I'm putting everything into something that doesn't go anywhere? Subscribe and comment if you think I should quit
Don't
and
worry,
keep the...
bro. If you have like YouTuber friends, dude, you're chill. But dude, getting called out like that is just pure like sadness for you. I know how it feels, dude. I know. You know, back then I didn't even want to like create channels. I didn't even want to create any of this because I thought it was weird. But now, look, I can create. You can create. Everyone can create their own stuff. Even if they're going through the worst, comments will always keep you going up and supporting you on every single video you make, every single rants. All these people, they just the people who like no one believes you, no one all that. It's not true. All the people who don't believe in you, ignore them. What you really want to do is focus. Focus on your dreams. Goals are way more important than people who don't believe in you. People support you every day. Let me check the comments. Look. No, don't stop. Chase your dreams. We believe in you. Who's with me? Okay, you could have just put these, not who's with me. I know sometimes friends make you feel smaller even if you try hard. I've been through it. Everyone's been through it. Hey, dude,
Today it
you
happened
can make
again.
it.
I don't usually talk about stuff like this, but honestly, it's been sitting on my chest for too long. For the past couple weeks, I've been losing motivation to make videos. And not because of views or hate comments or anything online, it's because of real life. Every time I tell someone in my life I make content, they laugh. Or they say, oh, that's cute. But what do you really want to do? I'll show someone a video I'm proud of, and they'll say, that's it? Like, bro, you can literally see the disappointment on their face. And after hearing stuff like that every single day, it starts to get to you. It makes you...
Dude, they don't matter. Even if you fail to do something, fail to like impress someone, you just gotta make it harder. Don't. Okay, I have no idea what I'm saying, but you can make it then. Nosy.
You guys remember Nosy, right? Well, Nosy is the biggest scam of the century. This bunny animatronic dude literally fooled the entire internet just by showing us legs. Like every week it's, here's a progress update, and it's just the same pair of dusty metal legs with maybe a paperclip taped to them. Bro said, yeah, I added a spring from a pin. Like that's revolutionary. Meanwhile, we're all sitting there hyped thinking Nosy's about to hop out and sing a song. Nah, no head, no arms, no movement, just legs on vacation. And then the creator really pulled a final boss move and used AI to show a finished Nosy to fool even more people. Bro basically ran a leg cam with AI fan art and got paid. You guys, Roblox rants have gone way too far. Like, tell me why I just saw a Roblox rant in Morse code. It all started with ordinary English rants. Then people started doing German, Mandarin, Turkish, and now
Egyptian hieroglyphics?
But it just keeps getting worse. Because what language even is this? I even tried translating this one into English, but it still makes no sense. And the worst part is that even though no one understands them, they still get millions of views. If this is what you guys are watching, we are so cooked. Subscribe for good Roblox
Oh my
rants.
god. This is so true. I see those things. I see those videos on my FYP every day, dude. Subscribe if you're cool. Of course I'm cool. First video.
Here are some more times The Simpsons actually predicted the future. First, in season 10, episode 5, when one of the characters is pitching Homer's screenplay to a producer at 20th Century Fox, the beginning of the scene shows a sign outside the building that says the company is a division of Walt Disney, which is insane, because nearly 20 years after that episode aired, Walt Disney actually ended up buying 20th Century Fox for $50 billion. But an even crazier prediction is in season 23, episode 22, when Lady Gaga is seen being suspended in the air during her performance for Springfield. Because just 5 years later, when she performed for the Super Bowl halftime show, she's seen being suspended in the air exactly as she was in the episode 5 years prior. But the craziest prediction was in season 5, episode 10. When Mr. Burns opened up his own casino, he brought on 2 entertainers who are inspired by real-life performers, Siegfried and Roy. But shortly after their performance started, they ended up getting attacked by a tiger they were performing with, which was insane, because 10 years later in 2003, when the real Siegfried and Roy were performing in Las Vegas, the exact same thing ended up happening to them.
Yo.
Here are some more times The Simpsons actually predicted the future. First, here are 3 more times The Simpsons actually predicted the future. First, in season 20, episode 4, when one of the main characters, Homer, was trying to place a vote for Barack Obama, the machine kept switching his vote to the wrong candidate. And the insane part is that 4 years after this episode aired, the exact same thing ended up happening with a voting machine in Pennsylvania. But what's even crazier is in season 22, episode 1, when one of the characters, Milhouse, predicted that a guy named Bengt Holmstrom would win the Nobel Prize. And just 6 years later, in 2016, he would actually end up winning the award in real life. But the craziest prediction was in season 9, episode 1, when Lisa holds up a bus advertisement that promises cheap tickets to New York. The number 9 perfectly lines up with the Twin Towers to read New York 9/11, seemingly referencing the 9/11 attacks that would take place in New York 4 years after this episode aired. Here are 3 more times The Simpsons actually predicted the future. Throwback to 2022, when this kid went viral after he started covering his entire classroom wall with gum wrapper, not realizing how massive this would become. It started off slow
Dude,
with
they
just...
read the future. That's actually so insane.
Throwback to 2022, when this kid went viral after he started covering his entire classroom wall with gum wrapper, not realizing how massive this would become. It started off slow, with just 1 piece of gum wrapper being added per day, and he quickly realized this was going to take way too long. But just as he was about to give up, a miracle happened. Because when Evan's teacher, Mr. Citron, finally noticed what he was doing, he actually ended up loving the idea, and even brought in his own gum to help keep the wall going. He would also let other students have the gum he bought for free, as long as they promised to put the wrapper in a special box so it could be added to the wall Evan was making. This would end up speeding up the process massively, and it made Evan have hope that he would actually be able to cover the entire wall. So finally, after 4 whole months, he would finally finish covering the wall by having Mr. Citron place the final wrapper. I wish I had teachers like this.
Hey, that'd be
Throwback to 2020. Here are 3 times The Simpsons actually predicted the future. First, in season 6, episode 19, one of the main characters, Lisa, visited a fortune teller and was transported 15 years into the future to 2010, where she's seen FaceTiming her mother on her phone. But the insane part is that this episode aired in 1995, and FaceTiming was literally invented in 2010. But what's even crazier is in season 9, episode 3, when Bart's mother offered to read him a bedtime story when he was feeling sad, we ended up getting a look at the front cover of the book, and it read Curious George and the Ebola virus, which was a real-life virus outbreak that occurred 17 years after that episode aired. But the craziest prediction was in season 11, episode 17, when Lisa became the president. She said,
"As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump."
Which was insane, because 16 years after this episode aired, he actually ended up becoming the president of the United States. Here are 3 times The Simpsons actually predicted the future. First, in Bro, right when we thought the 6'7" meme was finally dying, Mr. Beast just tweeted saying he's doing a video with 67 of the biggest memes, all competing for a grand prize of $676,767. This means in 2026, we could really be getting a video featuring every legendary meme from his previous video. This includes Mr. Beast, Big Justice, the Rizzler, TikTok Riz Party Kids, and even the 6'7" kid himself. But the craziest part is that if this really happens, he'll probably also invite all the OG memes too, like the 21 kid, the Zoo kid, and even the D's Nuts guy. So we'll finally find out who the best meme of all time is. Who you got winning? Bro, right when we thought the 6'7" meme was finally dying, Mr. Beast just... Since Christmas is coming up, let's take a look at some of the internet's best Christmas memes. Starting off, we got the classic...
Merry Christmas.
This one was absolutely massive back in the Vine days, and with Vine coming back and the great meme reset on January 1st, maybe this meme will actually make a return. Next up, someone made a Christmas version of the I Show Speed meme, and it's genuinely so creative.
Please, Santa Claus, I need this. My tree is kind of giftless.
But if you thought all these memes were actually gonna be good, the baby meme that was going viral a few weeks ago got its own Christmas version, and well... And finally, probably the worst Christmas meme I could find, we got... Does this even count as a Christmas meme?
No.
Since Christmas is coming up, let's throw back to 2021 when this guy went viral after trying to see how many licks it would take to reach the center of a massive jawbreaker, not realizing this would be his biggest mistake. At 1,000 licks, he got through to the first color. At 2,000 licks, he got through a few more. And at 4,000 licks, it finally looked like he was making some progress. But just 13 days later, when he finally reached the center at an insane 7,013 licks, his jaw and tongue started to ache really badly, but he wasn't done yet. Because he made it his mission to figure out just how long it would take to finish the entire thing. And what happened next was insane. At 10,013 licks, he barely made a dent. At nearly 15,000 licks, he actually managed to make a hole through to the other side. And at over 21,000 licks, he got a small side of it completely done with. But then disaster struck, because just a few days later, he posted a TikTok explaining how this challenge caused his jaw to become so painful that even his doctors were begging him to stop. However, even though he wanted to continue, the jawbreaker accidentally got thrown away by his mom, putting an end to the challenge instantly. Throwback to 2021 when this guy went viral after trying to see how many licks it would take to reach the center of a massive jaw. Throwback to 2020 when this couple went viral after hosting a gender reveal to welcome their first child, not realizing things were about to go horribly wrong. Because after it was revealed that they were having a baby boy, they spent weeks creating and designing the perfect room with blue walls, tons of cool designs, and even printing the name of their child on the wall, Nico. But once it came time for the birth, the doctors realized they'd made a huge mistake. You see, when they originally told the family the baby's gender a few weeks earlier, they had accidentally mixed up their baby with someone else's. So the parents were extremely confused when they ended up giving birth to a baby girl instead. But the story didn't end here, because the couple ended up redoing the entire room and renamed their child from Nico to Camilla. This kid was really a prankster from day one. Throwback to 2020. Throwback to 2019 when this group of flat earthers spent $20,000 to prove the earth is flat, only for it to end up completely backfiring on them. You see, after they bought a gyroscope worth over $20,000, which is an extremely precise tool used to calculate Earth's motion, they figured that if the earth was actually a sphere, they would see a 15-degree-per-hour drift on the gyroscope. And although they were confident this would not happen, when they went to look at the number on the gyroscope after turning it on, it read 15 degrees exactly. But they still had one final experiment. So they put up these two boards and cut holes in them at an equal height. Then they placed them far away from each other and put a camera on one side and a light on the other. If the earth is flat, the camera would pick up the light when they were both being held at the exact same height. But if it was round, the light would have to be held even higher for the camera to pick it up. And well...
We don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head. Interesting.
Throwback to 2019 when this group of flat earthers spent $20,000 to prove the earth is flat, only for it to end up completely... What do you mean he escaped from prison with just a ketchup packet? So when this prisoner got sentenced to life in prison for something he didn't do, he came up with a genius plan to escape. After every meal, he would secretly save up his ketchup packets and would even steal extra from other inmates. And after a few months, he managed to save up enough ketchup packets to put his plan into motion. He starts by combining all his ketchup with other ingredients to create an extremely powerful acid. He then applied this acid to the end of his toothbrush and began scraping away at the steel bars in his cell, with no idea if this plan was even going to work. But the acid ended up being so strong that it quickly started to corrode the metal, causing the bars to get weaker after every single day. And after 6 whole months of waiting, the bars became weak enough that he was actually able to pry them open. So when nighttime came and all the guards started to doze off, he quickly jumped out the window and managed to hide in one of the supply trucks about to make a delivery, officially making his escape.
Hey, nice.
What do you mean he escaped? My group chat just got leaked at school. I'm so cooked. We all have that one chat with the most incriminating messages, but you assume nothing will ever be seen by the public. That was until today. I walk into school and instantly realize something is off. My entire friend group is getting weird looks, and girls are laughing at us in the hallways. We just didn't know why yet. That was until we got a call from our best friend. For some reason, he wasn't in school today, so I picked up the phone, assuming he was sick, but it was so much worse. Bro, get out of school right now, he starts shouting at me. And when I look up from my phone, I see half the girls staring straight at me, as if they were just waiting for me to find out. That's when he dropped the news to me. He says, my ex had access to my Snap and leaked our entire group chat to her friends. Bro, every cancelable joke, all the messages about my crush, everything got leaked. Help make my day a bit better by subscribing.
Yo, nah. Your group chat got leaked? That's gonna be insane, dude. That is actually so messed up. Your ex? Whose ex? Am I knowing whose ex? Is it your friend's ex? I don't know, but that's actually
insane. I'm so cooked. Bro, the military sleep method actually works, and it's genuinely changed my life. So apparently there's this method that makes you fall asleep instantly, even if you aren't tired. So I decided to give it a try last night since I've barely been able to sleep lately. It was 3 a.m., and I've been up all night making videos, but I somehow still wasn't tired. So I laid down and started the method. First, you lay flat and imagine yourself in a relaxing place. Then, you relax each part of your head and face, releasing any tension in your forehead, eyes, nose, and mouth. Next, you start moving down your body. Relax your shoulders. Exhale and relax your chest. Then your legs. And by the time I got to my feet, I'd already passed out and felt incredible the next morning. Subscribe if this worked for you. Bro, we just got the worst news of all time, because it's just been confirmed that Tung Tung Sahur is coming back to steal the brain rot. So Sammy just announced on Twitter that Tung Tung Sahur is making its return this Saturday at 3 p.m. EST, but it's not what people expected. You see, back in September, the iconic character was completely removed from the game due to a copyright dispute between Sammy and the original creator, Noxa. But instead of trying to work out a deal with him, Sammy decided it was best to just remove the character entirely. That was until today. However, in his post, people noticed something strange. This version of Tung Tung Sahur looks completely different, with the image showing 4 of them in suits holding up a coffin, clearly referencing the viral coffin dance meme from way back in the day. So what do you think? Is this version of the character better? Bro, we just got the worst news of all time, because it's just been confirmed that Tung Tung's... What happened to these Roblox YouTubers who disappeared? First off, we got Tofu. He was one of those popular Roblox YouTubers of all time. But in 2021, he mysteriously disappeared without a trace. And although he started uploading again 2 years after, his last video was posted over 8 months ago. And he even rebranded his channel to a Mr. Beast knockoff, leading many people to think he got hacked. Next, we got Oblivious HD, who became famous for his iconic Roblox movies like The Last Guest and The Bacon Hair, but he hasn't posted a video in over 3 years. And although he wrote a message in his Roblox community saying "See ya" in 2025, it doesn't look like that will actually end up happening, leaving the reasoning for his disappearance a complete mystery. But the craziest is Dennis Daly, arguably the biggest Roblox legend of all time. His last video was posted nearly 2 years ago, where he talks about his new Roblox game, Death Bows. For now, it seems like he's completely moved on to pursuing Roblox game development, but he actually ended up posting to Instagram just a few months ago showing that he got married. Throwback to 2021, when this old lady was about to go homeless, until one viral TikTok saved her life. Since Beth was disabled and lived alone, she was about to get fined for $240 by the local council because she was unable to mow her overgrown lawn. But since she barely had enough money to live, there was no way she could afford this. So Beth spent the next month desperately asking people to help her cut the grass, but no one was willing to help. However, right as Beth was about to give up, she was hit by a miracle. Because when this TikToker named Spencer randomly noticed her overgrown lawn, he immediately took notice, since his videos consist of transforming lawns for completely free. And when he asked for permission and heard about her story, he got straight to work and posted a video about her story, not realizing this was about to change her life forever. Because within a matter of days, the video got over 100 million.
100 million?
So touched by the story that he ended up raising over $600,000 in a single day. And this was her reaction when he broke the news to her. Throwback to 2021, when this old lady was about to go homeless. What do you mean this kid made history just to prove his teacher wrong? So when Robert received a terrible grade on his assignment, he was determined to get revenge in some way. You see, the teacher had asked him to create a project on a historical topic, and since he had always admired the American flag, he decided to design a new one. However, after submitting this to his teacher, she claimed it lacked originality and said that anyone could draw this, so she gave him a B-. But Robert was not happy about this and complained to the teacher saying he deserved a much higher grade. So she jokingly responded by saying, "If you can get this design accepted by the president, I'll give you an A+." But this ended up being her biggest mistake, because despite saying this as a joke, Robert actually went out of his way to call the White House 11 times just to have the opportunity of presenting them his flag design. And when the president eventually looked at Roberts' design, he ended up loving it and selected it to be the official flag of the United States that we all know today. What do you mean this kid made history just to prove his teacher wrong? So when Robert received a terrible grade on his assignment, he was determined to get revenge in some way. You see, this flag. Throwback to 2024, when this guy went viral after he posted a TikTok of himself removing a razor blade from the inside of his fish tank. But people noticed something terrifying, because in the video, you can see a white strip running down one of his fingernails. And after people noticed this, they urged him to get it checked out by a doctor, since it could be an early sign of skin cancer. But what's crazier is the guy who posted the TikTok is actually an X-ray technician. And when he exposes X-rays on people, his finger that has the white strip is the same one that he uses to push the button. So after realizing this, he decides to go to a dermatologist to get his finger checked out. But when the results came back, they told him that there was actually nothing wrong with him, but he's still glad he checked just in case. Okay. Throwback to 2024, when this guy went viral after he posted a TikTok of himself removing a razor blade from the inside of his fish tank. But people noticed something terrifying, because in the video, you can see a white strip running down one of his fingernails. And after people noticed this, they urged him. Throwback to when this kid went viral for having superhuman strength by pulling apart a 2x2 Lego brick. But to make it even harder, he first oiled up his fingers and even trimmed his fingernails, meaning this should be basically impossible. But somehow he manages to do this. And he even proceeds to do this with harder Lego pieces. This kid is insane. Throwback to when this kid went viral for having superhuman strength by pulling apart a 2x2 Lego brick. But to make it even harder, he first oiled up his fingers and even trimmed his fingernails, meaning this should be basically impossible. But somehow he manages to do this.
That should be impossible.
And he even proceeds. This YouTuber got a shout out from Mr. Beast, but it ended up ruining their life. You probably think a shout out from Mr. Beast would be life changing. When this YouTuber went from just a few thousand subs to 150,000 in one night, things quickly took a dark turn. You see, when Amelia and Bridie won a random shout out, they thought they were about to become huge YouTubers. And for a while, their videos performed extremely well, getting over 700,000 views on a video welcoming their new subscribers. However, every video after this seemed to follow a terrifying pattern. Since Mr. Beast has such a young fan base that wasn't interested in their vlog style of content, they didn't watch any of their other videos, which caused YouTube to stop recommending them entirely, resulting in every video getting less and less views. Before long, their views views were even lower than before the shoutout, causing them to eventually quit YouTube despite having over 150,000 subscribers. Help support my videos by subscribing.
Hey, dude.
This YouTuber got a shout. I just caught my little brother e-dating someone on Roblox. So after seeing my brother always playing two-person hobbies on Roblox, I knew he was up to something. But my suspicions were confirmed after he forgot to log out of his account on my PC. I've been letting him use my PC for the past few days, but when I went to log back into my account, I suddenly received a strange message from a user named Emily. And when I checked the chat, that's when I realized what was going on. The messages started off pretty normal, but quickly escalated from just asking to play together to my brother sending her this, which actually somehow worked. But from here, they continued sending cute screenshots with each other, and it seemed all innocent. That was until the messages started to take a dark turn, because out of nowhere, she started asking him for Robux. And I slowly realized that he'd actually been listening to her and buying Robux using our mom's credit card. I'll confront him if you subscribe. I just
Gold digger.
dating someone on Roblox. So after seeing my brother always, what do you mean an AI teddy bear gained a mind of its own? So a company recently released this teddy bear which contains a built-in AI that talks to kids, but it just got taken off the market for saying some extremely disturbing things. At first, parents bought it for their kids so they'd have a friend to talk to. But when one guy got suspicious, he bought one to try and test its limits. And let's just say the things it said were insane, because the teddy bear started telling them where to find knives, pills, and even was teaching them how to light a match and burn down their entire house. And
What?
the part is that they even caught it spying on people's conversations, even while it was turned off. Since the AI is always connected to the internet, AI is so cooked.
We cooked.
What do you mean an AI teddy bear? Throwback to 2015 when this guy went viral after he asked his girlfriend to prom. This is the strictest school in the world.
What?
Throwback to 2015 when this guy went viral after he asked his girlfriend to prom
I
in the
know
most creative
this.
way, not
I know
realizing it would
this.
backfire horribly. You see, after he set up a bunch of signs on the side of the road that all together said, "Will you go to prom with me?" Daniel was probably thinking the worst she could say is no, but he could have never expected what was about to happen, because after his girlfriend read each sign one by one, she said this. But when she realized that he was actually the one to set it all up, she started bursting into tears because she felt so horrible. However, after Daniel turned the camera off for a few minutes to try and console her, they eventually came back to reveal that she still said yes, putting a happy end to this story after all. And then they broke up within the same year.
What?
Throwback to 2015 when this guy went viral.
They woke up
Asked his
within the
console
same
her. They
year.
eventually came back to reveal that she still said yes, putting a happy end to this story after all. And then they broke up within the same year.
What? Oh my god. Oh my god. They broke up within the same year. That's insane.
This is the strictest school in the world, and what happens inside is genuinely insane. You see, despite having countless one-star reviews and hundreds of horror stories, parents pay thousands of dollars per month to send their kids here.
What?
It's honestly horrifying, because as soon as you enter the Eugene Academy as a kid, you'll be stuck there 24 hours a day for the next
24
6
hours.
months. On day 1, you're assigned a dorm, and your phone is immediately confiscated, but this is just the start, because after the mandatory 5 a.m. military-level workouts you have to endure, you'll be working for the entire day with no breaks, and if you dare disobey the teachers by talking or getting distracted, that's when the worst part starts. Because previous students have reported being beaten, forced to kneel on concrete for hours, or even made to stand in the sun until you faint. And since your phone is confiscated, you can't even call your parents to help you. Maybe our school isn't that bad after all. This is the strict...
Yeah. Oh my god. That's
Throwback to 2023 when this guy went viral for dropping things down a mysterious hole in his school's cafeteria, leading to one of the biggest internet mysteries of all time. He started with utensils, then he poured down a carton of milk, and it even escalated all the way to a literal glass bottle. But he still had no idea where the hole actually led to. So just a few days later, he ended up sticking his phone through the hole to try and get a better look. But even after this, he still couldn't tell what was actually there. However, when these videos started blowing up and tons of comments begging him to find out what was inside, the school decided to fill up the hole with cement, almost as if they were trying to hide something. But despite this, he managed to break through it shortly after and began posting again. That was until he dropped steel pipes down it, which turned out to be his very last video. I wonder what was actually down there. Throwback to 2023 when this is the luckiest unlucky man to ever exist, and his story is genuinely insane. It started when he was on a train which completely derailed off the tracks, killing everyone on board, except him, of course, who survived with just a broken arm. But this was only the start, because not even a year later, he's on a flight when the plane door explodes open, causing him to get sucked out of the plane along with 20 other people. He thinks his life is over at this point, but despite everyone else dying, he survives by landing on a haystack, and it only gets worse from here, because over the next few years, he proceeds to survive his car randomly exploding, 2 bus crashes, and being launched off a cliff from a head-on collision with a truck. But the most insane part was after his friend told him to buy a lottery ticket. Because of his crazy luck, he decides to finally buy one for the first time in his life, and he somehow manages to win over $900,000. If you want this guy's luck, when this guy became a viral meme overnight, it completely ruined his life. So when this infamous video went viral of Welvin saying the iconic phrase, he was immediately known across the entire internet as the D's Nuts guy. But things soon took a dark turn, because despite enjoying the fame and money for a while, he ended up becoming so famous that things started to get out of control. Fans would follow him everywhere, and he was even assaulted by a crazed stalker in public. After a while, the pressure eventually got to him, and Welvin started heavily abusing alcohol as a way to cope with all of it. However, his addiction ended up getting so bad that soon after a video would surface of him online laying unresponsive in the street, and another where he just looks like a completely different person. Pray for Welvin. When this guy became a viral meme overnight, when this guy created the most...
This is why memes can also, like, hurt you. in a way.
Game of all time. It ruined his life forever. So when Dong released this simple game of a bird flapping through pipes, it unexpectedly blew up out of nowhere and became the #1 app in the world. However, things quickly took a dark turn because despite the creator making over $50,000 a day from the game and even becoming a millionaire because of it, he had a huge problem. Every day, thousands of people would tweet at him saying how much Flappy Bird has consumed their life, and multiple different news outlets even warning people to stay away from the game.
Why?
But it ended up getting so bad that people started to literally send the creator death threats just because of how mad he made them. And what was once supposed to be a simple side project quickly became its creator's worst nightmare. So not even a full year after the game's release, Dong decided to permanently remove Flappy Bird from the App Store, and he was never to be heard from again.
Aw, come
Throwback to 2021 when this girl went viral for proving our phones are actually listening to us. You see, she posted this video of herself about to eat a Reese's peanut butter cup when she noticed something extremely strange. As soon as she picks it up, a Reese's commercial pops up on her TV, which is already a huge coincidence. But the most insane part is what happened next.
Oh my god, look, a Reese's commercial came up.
The fact that this Reese's ad showed up at this exact moment proves that your devices are listening.
What the?
Throwback to 2021 when this girl went viral for proving our phones are actually listening to us. You see, she posted this video of herself about to eat a Reese's peanut butter cup when she noticed something extremely strange. As soon as she picks it up, a Reese's commercial pops up on her TV, which is already a huge coincidence. But the most insane part is what happened next.
Oh my god, look, a Reese's commercial came up.
The fact that this Reese's ad showed up at this exact moment proves that your devices are listening.
What the?
Throwback to 2021 when this girl went viral for proving our phones are actually listening to us. You see, she posted this video of herself about... After this guy became a viral internet meme, his life was ruined forever. So when Michael posted a TikTok of himself impersonating Kanye West, it completely blew up overnight and resulted in the entire internet calling him Kanye East. However, things quickly got worse for him. Because shortly after, his own girlfriend ended up breaking up with him because she didn't like how popular he was becoming and was also extremely jealous of his success. And even worse, just 2 months later, Michael would end up losing his best friend of 7 years after they got into a massive argument on a road trip, since his friend expected him to pay for the entire thing. But the craziest part is that when his landlord found out about Michael's success, he literally raised his rent by over $300 just because of his popularity. And since he didn't have enough income to find a new apartment, he ended up living in a tent for a few months before finally finding a new place to live. Poor guy. After this guy became a viral internet meme, his life was... What do you mean the Earth should have never existed in the first place? So scientists just created a simulation of how our planet was created, and they realized that the Earth should have actually never survived. You see, back when the Earth was still a baby, it was hit by another huge planet, which caused the moon to form. However, in every simulation, the Earth would get completely shattered, or just get hit out of our solar system, to the point where it would no longer be able to sustain life, but by some insane miracle, it managed to hit it at the perfect angle and speed, which caused it to tilt. And this tilt is exactly what caused our Earth to be stable enough to sustain life. Meaning, if this collision had never happened, none of us would exist. What do you mean the Earth should have never existed in the first place? Throwback to 2021 when this girl went viral after finding a strange-looking chip in her Doritos bag, and it completely changed her life, because shortly after, she posted it to TikTok, asking whether or not the chip was actually worth something. But when her post completely blew up, she decided to put the chip up for auction, not realizing the insane events that were about to unfold. You see, although she set the initial price to just 99 cents, it wasn't long before thousands of people started bidding on this singular chip, and after only a few days, the auction ended up reaching an insane $77,000, but then disaster struck. eBay actually ended up banning the auction because apparently it violated their food policies. However, just when she thought all hope was lost, Doritos ended up hearing about this entire situation and decided to award the girl $15,000, and they say junk food is bad for you. Throwback to 2021 when this... Throwback to 2024 when this TikTok trend went viral of people hiding money inside baby products to help struggling mothers, but it ended up backfiring in the worst way possible, because it wasn't long before some extremely selfish people decided to completely ruin the trend by ransacking stores, tearing open baby products, and stealing the money all for themselves. And the craziest part is that the woman who started the trend literally caught a group of teenagers doing it firsthand. But after confronting them, they refused to listen and ended up running out of the store with all the money. And within just a few weeks, money was constantly getting stolen from every grocery store around the world, and the trend was basically over. We really can't have any good trends. Throwback to 2024 when this TikTok trend went viral of people hiding money inside baby products to help struggling mothers, but it ended up backfiring in the worst way possible, because it wasn't long before some extremely selfish people decided to completely ruin the trend by ransacking stores, tearing open baby products, and stealing the money all for themselves. And the craziest part is that the woman who started the trend literally caught a group of teenagers doing it firsthand, but after confronting them, they refused to listen and ended up running out of the store with all the money. And within just a few weeks, money was constantly getting stolen from every grocery store around the world, and the trend was basically over. We really can't have any good trends. Throwback to 2024 when this TikTok trend went viral of people hiding money inside baby products to help struggling mothers, but it ended up backfiring in the worst way possible, because it wasn't long before some extremely selfish people decided to completely ruin the trend by ransacking stores, tearing open baby products, and stealing the money all for themselves. And the craziest part is that the woman who started the trend literally caught a group of teenagers doing it firsthand, but after confronting them, they refused to listen and ended up running out of the store with all the money. And within just a few weeks, money was constantly getting stolen from every grocery store around the world, and the trend was basically over. We really can't have any good trends. Throwback to 2024 when this TikTok trend went viral of people hiding money inside baby products to help struggling mothers, but it ended up backfiring in the worst way possible, because it wasn't